ACC Basketball is presented by your local Ford dealer. We welcome you to Atlanta, Georgia tonight. The scene is McCamish Pavilion on the campus of Georgia Tech as the Jackets play back at home, taking on the Rattlers of Florida A&M. A Florida A&M team that's coming into town after their first victory of the season Tuesday night at Austin Peay. Jose Alvarado and the Jackets looking to get back on the winning track after falling in their ACC opener in Tallahassee on Tuesday. Bob Rathman, Brian Oliver, great to have you with us here tonight. And for this season for Georgia Tech, a lot of their success on the inside is going to fall on the shoulders of senior Moses Wright. They've got to establish that inside presence, and Moses is the guy to do that.
And you're right, Bob. He's already established himself as the Jackets' leading scorer, leading rebounder. Earlier on in this season, he has been aggressive, and in the wins that they had, most exceptionally against Kentucky, has proven to be super athletic around the rim, finishes well with both hands. He's a guy that if you can give him opportunity to run to the rim, finishes well, finishes strong, super athletic, finishes high, and he's that guy. Again, improved his jump shot, can create off the dribble. Yellow Jackets need him to be able to establish them early in the low post.
And for FAMU, keep your eye on this guy coming off a big night at Austin Peay, MJ Randolph.
Randolph is a guy, preseason first team All-MEAC. Again, you talked about the career high at 27 points. Very crafty with the ball, being able to get to the rim. He's good at being able to create all of his opportunities. For FAMU to be able to come up with a win, they need him to score early and often to give them a shot at beating the Yellow Jackets tonight.
Limited fans in the building, but unlimited when it comes to enthusiasm and excitement as these two get set to have at it on this Friday night. The only game involving an ACC team. It's Georgia Tech tonight, hosting Florida A&M. Back with the lineups and opening tip right after this. Dury, former head basketball coach of the Jackets, Bobby Cremins. As we get set for this matchup tonight between Florida A&M and Georgia Tech. Let's take a look at the Toyota starters for the Rattlers. We talked about Randolph. He'll be joined by Jalen Spear, a 6'1 freshman who's in that starting lineup tonight. He'll be joined there by Cameron Reeves, Bryce Moraine, and DJ Jones. Florida A&M 1 victory and 4 defeats. Robert McCollum, a former Georgia Tech assistant coach at one time and a longtime head coach in his third season as the Rattlers head man. For the Georgia Tech Yellow Jackets, Josh Pastor will line them up this way. They'll go with Michael DeVoe, Bubba Parham, Jose Alvarado, Jordan Usher, and the aforementioned Moses Wright. As Josh and the Jackets get back home. They played their first two here, losses to Georgia State in that epic 4 overtime game. And then the loss to Mercer before beating Kentucky over at State Farm Arena in downtown Atlanta. Going on the road to win at Nebraska in the ACC Big Ten Challenge. And then the loss to Florida State on the road in Tallahassee on Tuesday. Opening tip to the Jackets, and here we go. What can we look for early in this one, Brian?
Well, I think for Florida A&M, how do they adjust to Georgia Tech and changing their different defenses? For Georgia Tech, making sure that you move the ball, and then shot selection has got to be key for them as well.
Alvarado missing the 3, and there's Moses Wright. Gets that first rebound, kicks it back. Second try for Jose. Same result. Florida A&M making its second foray into Georgia. They lost to the Bulldogs at Stegman in the beginning of the campaign. We'll post up here for DJ Jones, and the Jackets have the rebound. Right at the high post. Shot clock at 10. Parham lets it go. And A&M could not control the rebound.
Bob, I thought one of the things that was interesting in talking to Josh Pastner earlier is that do you get a good shot or can you get a better shot? You know, obviously Bubba Parham right now is struggling from behind the arc. I know he can hit that shot, but I think that you get a better shot, try to penetrate and get a kickoff. Again, they have struggled from behind the arc, and a lot of it is due to good shot selection.
Shot clock at 6. Bubba gets into the paint. Alvarado beat the buzzer and gets the roll to open the scoring.
Again, being able to have 2 feet set that last time. You saw a slight penetration by DeVoe, being able to get Alvarado that shot. Definitely a good sign for Josh Pastner and get him going early.
They create the turnover. Bounce ahead to DeVoe to the breaking right. He jams it. Moses Wright with the slam. Good looking finish to that fast break, running off the turnover.
And good play. You see Alvarado keeping his head up, being able to get that deflection. Moses Wright is a guy that's going to get out in transition, being able to finish around the rim.
The long three missed by Spear. And the Jackets control it. Georgia Tech off to the 5-0 advantage early. Nice overplay at the post by DJ Jones.
Price got to do a better job of sitting down on that defender right there. Nice move by Randolph. Couldn't finish at the rim though.
One of the keys for A&M is to recognize the changing defenses of Georgia Tech.
And that's one of the things that they're going to do. They're going to go from man to zone. And they've got to do a better job of being able to recognize and where to get their opportunities.
Alvarado, a gap in that defense. Right, the turnaround. Spear trying to get something going offensively here for the Rattlers. Again, they look to Jones, a possible post-up. Moraine will shoot and miss, and the rebound to Alvarado. Leaking out is DeVoe, and he will lay this one in.
You see 2 passes for Jose Alvarado, being able to realize once he gets that rebound, then the Tech guards are getting out. That last time, DeVoe being able to get him, be the recipient of a pass ahead to get them going early.
Randolph gives it up. The shot out of the corner, no good by Jones. Bubba Parham backs it out. Alvarado comes and screens. Little high pick and roll action with Moses Wright and Alvarado. Nothing developed out of it. Shot clock expires. So a good job by the Rattlers defensively.
And that was a very good defensive effort by FAMU, being able to come out and play good defense. Still haven't had a chance to be able to find an opportunity to score yet.
A timeout at McCamish. Robert McCollum down 7-0. 7-0 Jackets here at the outset at McCamish. Let us check in with Brian Oliver and his forward keys to the game.
And for Florida A&M, ball security is essential for them. Talk about how Yellow Jackets going to change their defense. They've got to take care of the basketball. And for Georgia Tech, start strong. It seems like they have come out early, been able to get some easy opportunities in transition. Definitely have to go ahead and try to establish their offense and limit them on defense. Florida A&M has yet to score as of now.
We were talking with Josh Pastner this morning about the ups and downs of preparing a team through this pandemic and some of the choices that he made in preparing for those first 2 games. They stubbed their toes, but Brian, they have bounced back in a very positive way.
Yeah, and I thought it was interesting. He said that he hadn't assessed his team earlier on like he should have, because he expected them to be able to come out and withstand not having to practice. You see Desir come off the bench and give Florida A&M their first 2 points of the game.
Georgia Tech, 2 wins and 3 defeats. Usher leaves it short. Parham gets the offensive rebound and a great feed to Moses Wright for the jam.
Offensive rebound, a nice pass by Bubba Parham, be able to get right at the rim. Wright's one of those guys also get him started. Thought he could take advantage of the bigs because of his ability to go inside out.
2 dunks for Moses Wright here early. Jackets up 9-2. Desir, a wide body underneath, gets the offensive rebound and gets fouled. Let's take a look at that nice pocket pass from Bubba Parham.
And you see Parham being able to a nice bounce pass to Moses Wright. Again, we highlighted him at the beginning of the game. He goes up high, being able to finish strong at the rim. Again, Moses Wright, again, how about how he has progressed over the years? Again, he was a role player over the last few years. This year, we highlighted him being Jack's leading scorer and leading rebound at 19 and 8 a game.
The foul on Michael DeVoe. FAMU getting another crack at it here. This time the rebound belongs to Georgia Tech. Saba went up to get that one. Getting some early minutes here. The big fellow from the Republic of Georgia. Alvarado spins it back out. Moore takes it to the baseline. And deflected out by Jai Clark.
The guards from Florida A&M doing a good job of being able to limit the Yellow Jacks from getting into the lane. That last time being able to stay one-on-one. One of the strengths for the Tech guards is being able to penetrate. Florida A&M doing a good job of not allowing them to be able to get runs at the rim.
Shot clock at 5. DeVoe launching and connecting. Michael DeVoe started to see that ball go in the basket here. Had 21 at Florida State on Tuesday.
Thought it interesting, too, when we talked to Pastner, asked him if he was concerned about the shooting from his guys. He said that he thought that over time they'd get their rhythm. Again, earlier on, you've seen Alvarado and DeVoe being able to knock 3 downs early in the game.
Reeves. 12-2 Georgia Tech. Kyle Sturdivant, he's been a spark plug off the bench.
And he's been that guy, too, that I thought that, in the last 3 games has been a shot in the arm on both ends of the floor for Josh Pastner. Been really steady at 15 and getting that win against Kentucky.
On the drive, a personal foul on Florida A&M.
Bob, we talked earlier, too, about how Josh Pastner had to go back and reassess how his ball club was. Those first 2 games, he really thought that, to stay negative as far as the testing. You see Alvarado come up with that miss, and Giga Barria being strong on the boards.
Saba with the stick back.
Giga Barria coming in with that 7 foot, and then those bigs being able to have just a little bit more contact in practice is something that Josh Pastner thought would benefit his 2 bigs, he and Rodney Howard.
Cameron Reeves bouncing into the post. Desir turns, banks, and hits. Well, he's made a big difference, no pun intended, since coming in.
Man, we talked to Robert McCullum. He talked about Desir and his ability to be able to finish and getting low post touches. That last time, getting right there in the paint and being able to maneuver. Great footwork from the man to score.
Bubba Parham's going to check back in for Georgia Tech. Looks like Moses Wright is going to be denied entry at this particular juncture, so back to the bench he goes. "18 seconds on the shot clock. Jalen Spear returns for FAMU. Somebody needs to come off. I don't think they're going to let him play 6-on-5. And then one to go out is Clark. 14-4 Jackets. DeVoe with the spinorama, the lefty missing. Rebound to Jones.
Good challenge by Randolph, being able to keep DeVoe from turning the corner. Anytime you can get someone to shoot that challenge shot right there, good defense.
Spear puts it up and in. 6'1" freshman from Gainesville.
And that's another player that Robert McCullum is high on. He thought that of the freshmen that he had, Spear was probably the most ready. A guy that can go get his own bucket. You saw right now, nice little mid-range pull-up.
DeVoe, nice baseline bounce pass, finds Bubba Parham.
And that was a good play because you saw the defense was more focused on Michael DeVoe. Bubba Parham realized that back cut right there would be open. Good read. And Josh Pastner's offense, you won't always stay in motion. That last time, Parham coming with a good backdoor play. finish at the rim.
M.J. Randolph carries it over to the other side. We haven't really called his name much yet. He was such a big scorer for the Rattlers on Tuesday. Air ball taken down by the Jackets, and they look to push. Getting out ahead is DeVoe, and he lays it in. Nice look ahead from Sturdivant.
And that ball never touched the ground. And you saw Sturdivant eyes up, and you see Yellow Jackets doing a very good job earlier being able to limit Florida A&M to one shot and get out in transition.
Florida A&M has yet to play a home game. They will not until January. Nice move, but no basket. But look at the big man hustle and go get it. And now a blocking foul called on Gigi Berea. That brings us to a timeout. 18-6 Georgia Tech with 10:59 to go in the first half.
Visit our Volkswagen Sign Then Drive event and lease the 2020 Atlas Cross Sport S today with 0 down, 0 deposit, 0 first month's payment, and 0 due at signing.
18-6 in favor of Georgia Tech. With 10:59 to go here in the first half. Our Georgia Drive Chevy game notes tonight. This is the 9th meeting all time between these two ball clubs. Georgia Tech, in fact, is facing a MEAC school. FAMU, one of 2 schools that Tech has never lost to, with a minimum of 8 games. North Carolina A&T being the other. But one thing about Florida A&M, Brian, is they do not back down from the challenges.
Yeah, and with the games that they have been able to play, playing against a lot of Power 5 teams and being able to play on the road, that's one of the things that Robert McCullum talked about, is that he's got a group of guys that are definitely up for the challenge. They have not been able to get going. A lot of that is because of the Georgia Tech defense. One of the positives light is Evans Desir. 4 points has given them some kind of low post scoring early on for him.
He's hit 2 out of 4. The rest of the team is 1 for 10. The 6'8", 300-pound senior is a native of Haiti, and the Haitian is 25 years old. He's had quite a story, and making the most of this opportunity at Florida A&M.
Well, I like his footwork down low. That last time he wasn't able to finish off, but the times that they've been able to establish him low shows a great skill. If I'm Florida A&M, until you can get Randolph going, I keep going out and give him an opportunity.
Nice up and down by M.J. Randolph.
You saw that last time, and Desir cleared away, and they allowed to go ahead and have Randolph in ISO. And again, Robert McCullum talked about that they'll have ISO sets to get Randolph going. That last time, being able to finish over the stretched arm of Moses Wright.
When Desir sets that screen, Brian, it is a full eclipse.
Yeah, that's a big man.
And now, a quick word from Works Landroid.
Works Landroid Robotic Lawnmower. Available at mylandroid.com. The future of lawn care is here.
Jameer Williams picking up his first foul, and this will send Georgia Tech's Michael DeVoe to the foul line. We mentioned the 21 at Florida State on Tuesday night. 5 of 6 at the line, 7 of 15 from the field, and of course he plays a ton of minutes. 35 in that game.
Georgia Tech extending their pressure. And again, we talked about the fact that they're going to throw a lot of different looks at Florida A&M. What the guards have to do is be able to recognize, especially with zone, is that you don't want to limit yourself to three-point shooting. Create gaps and create opportunities to get into that lane.
Out of the corner, the lefty Johnny Brown missing. Good pressure out front by Williams. Moses Wright, tough shot and a tough angle. M.J. Randolph comes off that high screen. Takes Alvarado into the paint. Brown.
And this is where Georgia Tech has excelled in his first half, limiting Florida A&M to only one shot. They've made a concerted effort to be able to gain defense when it comes to Randolph. Not a good three-point shooter, a guy that wants to penetrate. You got good help and a nice pass by Jordan Usher. You saw Desir caught sleeping.
They'll spot the foul line. Williams, his second.
You see back cut by Wright, and you see Williams come over for that shot block. But great vision by Jordan Usher, and that's one of the things that helps Georgia Tech with this Princeton-style offense and constant motion.
Fifth point for Moses Wright. Cameron Reeves, number 2. And Bryce Moraine, number 23, coming in for the Rattlers out of Tallahassee, Florida. Moses Wright knocking down the free throws to give him 6 points, 22-8. First half action from McCamish Pavilion.
You see the extended pressure. You got Alvarado at the beginning of that 1-3-1 zone. Again, for Florida A&M, you got to get into the gaps there and get into the middle. Nice pass in the finish for Randolph at the rim.
He'll shoot 2 on the Jordan Usher foul.
Bob, one of the ways to beat this zone is to be able to get inside. You said last pass, being able to get into the teeth of that zone, and you got to get Randolph going. Georgia Tech has done an exceptionally good job of being able to limit him on penetration, but in that zone, you got to get right into the gaps and be able to get to the basket.
MJ coming off a career best 27 at Austin Peay on Tuesday night. He also had 21 and 9 against the Bulldogs over in Athens, 15 in the game at Oklahoma.
And this is a guy that traditionally has had done a good job of being able to get to the basket and finish off. Right now, only 2 points. Georgia Tech has done a good job of being able to limit him earlier on.
Splits the pair for his third point, 22-9. Usher goes across to Bubba Parham. Moses Wright back up top, and that's a travel. The Canton, Georgia senior Jordan Usher with the turnover. And that is just the third for the Jackets in this one. They've done a superb job on the glass. They've doubled the number on the Rattlers, 14-7. Tech at 50% from the field, and Florida A&M at 24%.
Again, for Florida A&M, you got to be able to have player movement along with the ball. Got to force your Yellow Jackets to be able to play on both sides of the lane.
Reeves, nice pass. Better defense from Georgia Tech under the basket. Parham. Randolph carries it up. Georgia Tech, Brian, is attacked in a very methodical fashion tonight.
Well, you see inside out. That last time thought that Michael DeVoe had a shot inside the lane, and then Jordan Usher not ready for that pass.
Spin move into a reverse by Jalen Spear.
Nice move by Spear. Spear's one of those guys, again, we highlighted it earlier, a guy that can get buckets. You see coming down right now, a nice little spin. Dipsy do finish. FAMU trying to get back into.
Along with Brian Oliver and our crew, Bob Rathman back with you here at McCamish Pavilion, 22-11. Georgia Tech leading Florida A&M in a first half that has seen the Jackets shoot 47%. And they've limited the Rattlers to just 25% shooting. And, of course, good defense has long been the hallmark of Josh Pastner's tenure here on the Flats.
Yeah, and they've been able to limit Florida A&M to one shot, and they haven't had a chance to really get anything going. They've had some bright spots in Desir, and then most recently Spear finishing at the rim. But for the most part, Yellow Jackets have been able to stop them and limit it. And then NJ Randolph hasn't had a chance to get going as well.
Georgia Tech conquers the pressure with ease. Now they settle into their offense. 4 out, 1 in. Rodney Howard, number 24, is checked in after the timeout. The Georgia transfer. Alvarado. One thing about Tech tonight, Brian, they have worked themselves into short clock on several occasions.
Well, and Florida A&M that last time going into a zone, and then there's no secret when we talk with Josh Pastner that Georgia Tech has not shot the ball well from behind the arc. That last time forced them into contested 3. Good defense by Florida A&M.
Randolph all the way through. Now single digits on the shot clock for the Rattlers. MJ puts it up and in. There's the scoring you were looking for.
Well, and you saw he had a chance, and then they put him in an ISO situation. He had Khalid Reeves right there that last time taking his time, and he's a guy that can hit that mid-range shot.
DeVoe in the air, in and out. Loose ball picked up by Moraine. Reeves connects on a 3. And the Rattlers have come storming back to cut it to 6 and a timeout for Josh Pastner and the Jackets. Well, the A&M offense has finally come to life.
See them get put 3-pointer, and that's due to being able to get some stops. And again, they struggle for offense, but as of late, scoring 5 in a row. Josh Pastner opting to call a timeout to get his guys together.
And give the Rattlers credit. Head coach Robert McCollum, he's been around a long time. He knows what he's doing, and changing the pressure defensively amps up the offense.
And that's one of the things when we talked to him, he said that he saw some things that he thought he could exploit. Georgia Tech has not had a good time at being able to penetrate their defense. They've been able to stay one-on-one with them, and you see his coaching stops. You know, look at some of the places that he's been over time. You talked about the experience that he has. Then they've been able to slowly creep back into this game with their defense and finishing some shots.
Coach McCallum, a Birmingham native, graduated from Birmingham Southern back in 1976, was with Lon Kruger a long time at 3 different schools. Right inside, drops it in.
And so this is why I think that Georgia Tech is able to capitalize on this zone. A lot of times, instead of playing on the outside, that last time, getting the ball into Moses Wright, again, where he can use his height and in his athleticism. You see he's got a smaller guard being able to finish. I think that if they can establish him inside there, that those uncontested 3-point shots will come.
Moses Wright doing a good job at the foul line. 3 for 3, finishes off the old-fashioned 3-point play, and the Jackets go up by 9, 25-16. 5:20 left in the first half. Nice pass inside, but fumbled out of bounds for a turnover.
And you've got to be able to take advantage. That last time, Moraine had a good position on a smaller DeVoe. You got to be able to capitalize on that, especially around the rim. That last time, Williams not being able to handle that ball.
When the Jackets have needed a bucket, they have gone inside to Moses Wright. This time the perimeter jumper does not fall.
I think that quick 3 by DeVoe plays right into the hands of the defense for Florida A&M. Move that ball inside out. That last time they got a good touch and going inside to Moses Wright. Then you can get that kick out for hopefully uncontested 3.
Shot clock becoming a factor as Reeves puts the jumper up over Alvarado and hits a 2.
Cameron Reeves has come in as of late, you know, giving them a spark offensively early before the break, knocking down that 3.
Coach McCallum telling us yesterday that this dry spell without games hurt Reeves' shot a bit. He was 0 for 3 at Austin Peay on Tuesday, but he has rediscovered the stroke tonight.
And Bob, that's one of the things we hadn't really touched on, is that how this COVID situation and how it's affected so many teams. You establish a rhythm, and then you come up with a positive test, and then you basically shut it down. How it's impacted them, and that start-stop. He talked about some of these players being affected early in the season by that.
25-18 Jackets. The jumper by A&M and Moraine. DeVoe. Coming up high to get it is Moses Wright. He'll take the jump shot. Wasn't really confident in that shot.
Well, too much hesitation. I think that he could have gotten a lower post touch that last time. I think that Desir will give him that shot because he didn't really seem too convinced that he wanted to shoot that shot.
Yeah, the worst thing a shooter can be is indecisive.
Yeah, and the Yellow Jackets right now, one for their last 8 right now. Momentum slightly changing in favor of Florida A&M.
A timeout with 3:40 remaining in our first half. Josh Pastner and his Jackets up by 7.
Dealer.
McCamish Pavilion in Atlanta. Bob Rathbun, Brian Oliver, and our crew back with you for ACC college basketball tonight. Georgia Tech bidding for their 3rd win, but unable to shake the Rattlers here in this opening half. Josh Pastner's crew bolted out to a big lead, but once Florida A&M, Brian, started to hit a couple of baskets, they've worked themselves right back into this game.
Yeah, and they've been able to find some offense, and I think for Georgia Tech, too, taking contested shots. Right now, 2 for 10 from behind three-point arc. Again, Florida A&M has moved back and forth with their defense, most recently with the zone. I still think the Yellow Jackets do a lot better being able to get the ball inside and get uncontested three-point shots.
MJ Randolph steps up to the foul line for Florida A&M, looking for his 6th point. Now a message from Continental Tire.
You're made to move. Continental Tire, for what you do.
Puts this one down, has 7. A&M within 5. 3:35 to go first half. Up the wing to Parham. Bubba. Good ball movement, side to side. Alvarado with a good-looking 3.
And that was a great offensive possession. You saw how the ball moved from east to west that last time. Penetration by Parham, allowing Alvarado to get an uncontested 3. That's the best option for Georgia Tech rather than just shooting those contested 3s.
And turning around to drill one. Evans Desir.
How impressive has Desir been in this first half? The big man has shown a little bit of range, being able to score every time they give him a chance down low.
6 key points off the bench in a 6-point game. Old school post up for Moses Wright. Jump hook. And the Rattlers come the other way. Randolph looking to post his big again, and why not? Poked away and stolen. Good defensive effort by Moses Wright. Shot clock was draining, and a good stick back by Jordan Usher, his first 2 tonight.
Even though you saw those last 2 shots by Moses Wright not go, I still think that was great post-up option because it gave him a chance to be able to get to that last time Jordan Usher crashing on the offensive boards. Georgia Tech has done a better job with moving that basketball.
Parham working. Now DeVoe. Trying to get to that left hand, right on the block. Draws Desir. Hooks it home.
And again, Bob, talking about the option of giving Moses Wright, Desir on the other ends, not being able to handle him one-on-one. That's a mismatch that they can take advantage of because of Wright's ability to be able to finish around the rim.
Tech by 10. Turnaround for Moraine.
Nice read that last time. You saw two of the Georgia Tech defenders go out, and then Moraine being able to flash right there in the middle. Does a good job of being able to finish inside the lane.
Barm dances through. Cross court to DeVoe. Alvarado from the corner. Out of bounds. Georgia Tech ball.
Again, Moses Wright is one of those guys you see being able to give him opportunity. He sizes up Desir, realizing he can get to the middle of the lane, a baby jump hook. And again, Desir can't guard him down there because, again, of his length and athletic ability. You know, Moses Wright, again, I think Georgia Tech's best option, low post-wise, establish him, and then those uncontested jumpers will come.
.69", 233-pound senior from Raleigh, North Carolina, Moses Wright.
I still find it hard to believe Josh Pastner saying that he was considered a zero-star recruit.
Here's a three from Alvarado. His third tonight gives him 9 points.
Great recognition by Bubba Parham, realizing he's got to open Jose Alvarado. Again, I think that when you can get feet set, Alvarado knocking down that three.
Rattlers will take a timeout here with 29.8 left in the half and 25 seconds on the shot clock. A little 30-second timeout here as Coach McCullum gathers the troops. Jose Alvarado, of course, is the leader of this Georgia Tech offense at that point guard position, and that three ball has looked good tonight.
Well, you see the recognition again, not having that opportunity where you were about a defender that last time. Alvarado has come up big, being able to get his feet set. 3 for 8, 3 3-pointers, and I think that what he's thrived is that those 9 points, getting that uncontested shot where he's getting a good look at the rim. Georgia Tech doing a better job of recognizing and getting those shots uncontested.
Jalen Spear brings it out toward midcourt, down to 20 seconds. Shot clock hits 10. Screen. The shot by Reeves. A&M will get another crack at it here. Now the shot clock's off. 4.9 seconds left in the half.
The lineup that Georgia Tech has on the floor, 1 through 5, you can switch all of those ball screens. And one of the things about having Moses Wright at the 5, he's capable of being able to switch out and that last time being able to contest.
Tech substitution, number 2,
Gigi Barea coming in. Protecting underneath.
Georgia Tech, you don't want to lob near the rim. You want to force that ball out closer to the baseline, force them to use some time.
They go to the big fella, and the foul as Saba left his feet. His second foul.
Nice recognition. You see that duck in by Desir, being able to get Gigi Barea on his backside. We talked about Desir, and if that wide body being able to get that deep low post. Good look for Florida A&M.
Judged not to be a shooting foul. So out of bounds underneath with 2 seconds. 35-24 Tech.
Again, if you're Georgia Tech, you don't want that play you don't want that ball at the rim. Force them out to shoot that long shot. And if you're Florida A&M, you set a couple of back screens and try to get a good lob at the rim.
And they get the lob in front, but leaving it short is Florida A&M as the half comes to an end. So they got a great look.
Yeah, Jones not finishing at the rim, but you get a good look. If you're Robin McCullum, got to be happy with that. Going into the locker room down 11.
After a nice cold start, A&M work themselves back into the ball game. Moses Wright has been outstanding for the home team. We'll talk more about it. Halftime is straight ahead. Welcome to the Halftime Report, brought to you by your local Toyota dealer. McCamish Pavilion on the campus of Georgia Tech, and we're at the break with the Jackets on top 35-24, an 11-point lead, and that, Brian, is the exact point total from Moses Wright.
Yeah, Bob, I mean, we highlighted him at the beginning of the game about that guy that Georgia Tech needed established in the low post. I thought that he was able to get off early by getting some easier shots at the rim. Again, we highlighted his ability to be able to get out in transition and super athletic. I thought that the Yellow Jacks were able to extend that lead by giving him touches in the paint. He did a good job in, having one-on-one and recognizing where he had his advantage. And I think, again, 4 of 9 efficient first half for Moses Wright.
When we come back, we'll check the first half highlights and the stats. Stay with us from Georgia Tech. The Toyota Halftime Report continues from Midtown Atlanta. This is the scene downtown, as tonight it's the Jackets and Florida A&M. We welcome you back inside McCamish Pavilion here on the campus of Georgia Tech. And as this gentleman can certainly attest, here at Georgia Tech, academics are a big deal. Nobody gets off the hook, athletes included. And Brian, we salute the Georgia Tech men's basketball program. Look at what they were able to do in the classroom in the fall semester. All of those gentlemen, Dean's List students.
Yeah, Bob, when you look at all those guys involved there, it puts the real meaning in the student athlete. Again, just imagine what these student athletes have gone through learning virtually with all of the ups and downs with 2020 that brought tips off to them and what they've been able to do. Thing that stands out to me with all of them, how about Jelani James and Kyle Sturdivant? Aerospace engineering. That's some big time studying right there. Kudos to the Yellow Jackets.
And your degree set you up for a lifetime of work.
Yep, I actually got my degree in building construction. Still doing that right now with a great company in DPR Construction, so it shows that it goes full circle.
Outstanding. Halftime continues here from McCamish Pavilion. Florida A&M and Georgia Tech. Our coverage continues right after this.
Presented by your local Ford dealer.
Georgia Tech leading Florida A&M by 11. And one of Josh Pastner's big keys for his team is he likes to track the assists to field goals. And his offense did not disappoint, Brian, in that regard in the first half.
Well, I thought that how they were able to get the lead is that they did a better job of being able to share the basketball. I thought that they, spread their offense, and especially in transition, being able to make the extra pass. You see the 9 assists on 13 field goals. Where they were able to get this lead is that they didn't let the ball stick. They made the ball go from left to right, and the extra pass and getting those uncontested shots, I think, really led to that early lead for them.
A&M struggled offensively early, but rebounded, cut this back to 4 at one point in the first half, trailing now by 11. But here are the numbers. Georgia Tech hit 4 out of 13 from distance. A&M 1 of 6. Georgia Tech won the rebound battle by 6, 21-15.
And I think one of the things that stand out, the point paints. I think, again, in the paint, Georgia Tech being able to get the ball inside. I think the more they can do that, again, give Moses Wright some more touches. That will allow them to get more uncontested shots. They fared well on those uncontested threes.
The Rattlers made a couple of nice runs in that first half. Cameron Reeves got the job done, hit a nice-looking 3. They made some key baskets.
And, again, the guy that stood out for me was Desir. I thought earlier on with his low post touches, his ability to be able to finish around the rim, got them going and allowed them to get into that game. And then, after that, Randolph was able to get going. We highlighted him in his shot-making ability. And then, as you talked about, Cameron Reeves hit some big baskets earlier on. I think in the first 5 minutes, if those guys can keep going, and if you add Jalen Spear there, they've got to use this first 5 minutes to be able to chop into that lead.
We'll be back with the start of the second half as we continue from Atlanta. Georgia Tech with an 11-point advantage. Husqvarna. All-Star Lawns start with Automower. Our matchup here in Atlanta, Florida A&M and Georgia Tech, 35-24. Talked about the big fella, Brian, the 6'8", 300-pound senior, Evans Desir, and he made an impact in that first half.
And, Bob, I thought that every chance he got to be able to get the defenders from Georgia Tech on his backside, he came up with some progressive moves. You see 6 points, 3 for 5. I thought that the touches they gave him, he was really productive for them. Again, I always look at the first 5 minutes of the second half. If Florida A&M is going to get into that 11-point lead, give the big guy some touches if he's out there and allow him to go to work.
Robert McCollum, the head coach of the A&M Rattlers, in his 4th season as the head coach here, was telling us yesterday about going up against the Princeton offense. And when he was the head coach of Western Michigan, he went up against the real Princeton offense, the Princeton Tigers of the Ivy League, when John Thompson III was the coach there. And they had a game against them in the Sooner Invitational, and it was a 3-point ball game.
And what he's been able to do is his guys have been able to limit Georgia Tech and being able to break them down and get into the lane. Again, for Georgia Tech this second half, they've got to not only move the ball, but players. Move them east to west, break them down, and make that extra pass.
Of course, always for the team on the road that's trying to spring the upset, and Florida A&M was a huge underdog tonight, you've got to control tempo, and that's first and foremost. Well, they've done that. Now, can they, as you mentioned earlier, protect the basketball, not turn it over, and can they hit some 3-point shots?
Well, and I think they, in the latter part of the first half, they were able to get offensive opportunities. They struggled in the first 10 minutes of the game. Again, you've got to limit Georgia Tech. I actually probably look to double Moses Wright when he gets that ball and force somebody else from Georgia Tech to beat me. And then again, inside out, running some pick and roll, try to create some opportunities off of turnovers.
Second half begins. A&M with the basketball. Spear getting it inside. Randolph, no. Pulled down by Parham. Bubba, the VMI transfer. This is Jordan Usher. Parham in the corner. Hits the 3-pointer. Nicely done.
And again, when you look at that offense right there, that last time moving the ball and someone lost Bubba Parham, give him an opportunity, feet set, uncontested shot. That's a good offense for Georgia Tech.
This one knocked out to Tech. Well, here's that last Georgia Tech basket.
You see great recognition by Jordan Usher, realizing he's got a wide open Bubba Parham. Bubba Parham is a good guy where you allow him to be able to set those dangerous 3-point shot. Great offense for them, and that's what, if you're Josh Pastner, that's the type of offense that you want.
Parham again. Not this time. Second chance for the Jackets. DeVoe. Alvarado hit 3 threes in that first half, and again A&M leaves the shooter wide open, and it's Michael DeVoe this time.
What set that up is that for Georgia Tech, you have 3 guys on the strong side. You're able to release that ball over to the other side. Nice recognition by DeVoe, being able to get, again, a concession shot, and you see Spear come up with a 3-point shot.
Came in hitting just 13% outside the arc. That's his first tonight. 41-27. And a steal. And a block by Georgia Tech, but a foul on Usher. Moraine made the steal, then got hammered.
Moraine did a good job of being able to come up with that steal and then go to the basket. You know, if you're Jordan Usher, you got to do a better job. You see right there, got contact after the block. Got the block, but then the follow-through is where the contact came up. Moraine going to the free throw line for 2.
6'5" senior from Tampa.
You see this wide open look by DeVoe.
Usher the rebound. Alvarado brings it up top. 41-28 Jackets. Parham. Nice dish inside. Kick out to Alvarado. And he is perfect with another three. I think they're going to wave this one off. A travel was called underneath.
You know, if I'm Josh Pass, I'm not mad at that play, though, Bob, because, again, you saw a penetration by Parham, the dunk off over to Moses Wright, making the extra pass. Again, big guys, you always have to be ready for the dump off. That last time, Parham put him in a position to finish.
We have a foul inside on the Jackets. Iggy Barea guilty of his third foul.
And again, we talked about this. That's a matchup that I think that Robert McCollum can exploit. You got the big guy in Gigi Barea playing Desir. I'd give the big guy some post touches and allow him to go to work.
A little spinorama from MJ Randolph. And Florida A&M refusing to go quietly, 41-30.
Nice pull up by Randolph, being able to get a little separation on the spin.
The big fella controls it, pulls it down. That's a mistake and pays for it. Hell ball, the arrow to the Jackets.
You see Gigi Barea keeping his hands on it, not being able to. A lot of times, big guys, you want to keep it high. But how about Florida A&M get on the floor? And again, if you're Robert McCollum, that's what you want to see from your guys. You want to win those 50-50 battles.
Some big boys in that pivot right now. Alvarado misses. A&M has a chance to get this into single digits. Just 2 of 8 outside the arc, and a steal. Oh, knocked out of bounds by Alvarado.
That last opportunity, Florida A&M missed the opportunity to be able to get the ball inside to see. If you're going to have the big guy run, a lot of times when I played, if you got to reward your big guys for running. That last time Desir got out ahead, you got to give him a chance to eat down low.
MJ Randolph, the side cleared out for him. Now Alvarado comes up to pressure. The screen, the shot over Usher, wide right, and the shot clock violation. That ball never hit the rim.
And I think that was a missed opportunity by Florida A&M. Obviously, Randolph is not a great three-point shooter. Again, emphasize, when you've got the mismatch down there with Desir, you got to have some discipline offensively to go inside. That last time, a wasted possession for Florida A&M.
Look out from behind, the big fella with a pick. Desir takes it up, and a foul.
It's 300 pounds of man going in for the slam. But again, Desir being active off the bench. Last time coming up with that steal. And you see the big fella picking the pocket of Gigi Barea and then going back, and he's trying to put it on his head. Again, you see going up. How agile has he been? We talked about his size at 300, but in Desir attacking the rim, he's come up and made some really good plays for Florida A&M.
Discovered out of Central Georgia Tech School in Macon, Georgia. Grew up in Fort Lauderdale. As we mentioned, he's a native of Haiti. And we talked about the weight. He's actually dropped 30 pounds over the last year, Coach was telling us.
And we said that normally they have to play him in increments of 4 to 5 minute stretches because he's still working on, getting back in shape, because there have been some times where, with the stoppage, not being able to maintain conditioning.
That's going to be an offensive foul and a timeout. 15:52 to play. Second half at McCamish. Georgia Tech by 9.
Sports Southeast.
Georgia Tech 41 and Florida A&M 32 here with 15:52 to play. As we mentioned earlier, the Jackets the only ACC team in action on this Friday night. Plenty of action coming up tomorrow, and we've got doubleheader for you on your regional sports network. Jacksonville will head over to Miami to take on the Canes, and then at 5:30 Eastern Time, Virginia Tech, very impressive in their win over Clemson in midweek, step out of conference play to take on Coppin State. Well, Brian, that might be your little post-game snack right there.
Hey, you know what? I'd go for it right now. Early game, you know, my pre-game meal was at 2 o'clock.
Ooh, you're getting a little hungry.
I am. I'm getting a little famucho.
Rattlers out of the timeout. Jackets take this one away. Alvarado, nice job front in the post. Usher goes in and jams.
And that's what he gives. I like Jordan Usher and the fact that he's been playing better, especially in transition. 6'7", finishes great. And you saw the athletic finish, and then yet a block shot after that.
A&M Rattlers one home. Bryce Moraine now with 5 points. 43-34.
Moraine's game is right there around the elbow inside the lane. He's one of those guys too. Give him an opportunity for a pull-up jumper. Very steady right around that paint area.
Usher looks for a cutter, finds it, and DeVoe lays it in sweetly off the window.
Nice read by Jordan Usher. You saw Michael DeVoe realize he's being overplayed. A lot of times give that opportunity for a backdoor. Good read by Jordan Usher for a backdoor cut.
45-34 Georgia Tech. 12 points for DeVoe. The bounce pass going in Ted Valentine's direction and out of bounds.
Again, you see that last backdoor cut. Great recognition. Michael DeVoe realized you overplayed, and then when you go backdoor and you see no help side, finish at the rim. Good pass, good dime by Jordan Usher.
A timeout taken. 14:21 to play in our second half with the score. Georgia Tech 45, Florida A&M 34. (45-34). Georgia Tech leading Florida A&M. 14:21 to play in our second half. Bob Rathman, Brian Oliver back with you here on the Flats tonight at McCamish Pavilion. Michael DeVoe having a solid night. Couple of threes and 12 points.
Yeah, and I thought that he's had a really good, efficient game. I like the way that he settled down a little bit. I thought earlier in the game, probably rushed a little bit, and talking to Josh Paston, told him not to live and die with every miss. More impressively, 12 assists on 17 field goals.
And we are ready for basketball here at McCamish. We may be the only ones. There's that second horn. And here we go. This is a very experienced Georgia Tech team. Generally start 4 seniors, 1 junior. Knocked out of bounds by the Rattlers and Reeves. Georgia Tech has been an outstanding free throw shooting team this year. They're 5 for 5 tonight. Not many opportunities. Only 4 personal fouls have been called against Florida A&M. Bubba Parham plays it. Alvarado. High post and Usher. Out of bounds. Rattlers have it.
See, I thought that time Jose Alvarado trying to do a little too much. Where Georgia Tech has excelled in this game is that ball has not stuck. It's popped from one side to the other. You're getting back cuts. You get a post up penetration. That last time trying to do a little too much, trying to dribble a ball in front of him. little turnover for them.
The turnover is Georgia Tech's 9th. Florida A&M has 6. Poked out. Controlled by Clark. MJ Randolph off the bounce.
Good recognition that time. Randolph realized that ISO play cleared out Desir. Realized he had a smaller DeVoe on him. And again, that's where he excels. Inside the line there, being able to put the ball on the floor. If they're going to get back into it, they need a heavy dosage of Randolph, and it may take a lot of ISO.
Foul charge to Bryce Moraine. Number 1 on the senior from Tampa. Alvarado goes out of the game. Moses Wright in there along with Khalid Moore. Jackets with a somewhat tenuous 9-point lead. Wright with a nice move. Parham crashes and gets it. Hits the shot away and scores.
How about the 5'11" Bubba Parham going up high for the offensive rebound? That's one of the things that Parham has done well this year, crashing the offensive boards.
Back to a double-digit lead for the Jackets and an easy pickoff for Michael DeVoe. Usher trying to jam one, goes down hard after the contact.
Jordan Usher going up hard.
And he is in some pain. Comes up holding that left hip.
See Usher going to the basket, and you see Moraine obviously there.
Oh, he
coming
hit
down hard.
Hard on that left hip.
You see there's a unwritten rule too, just for player safety. When you see a guy going to the basket, a little bit of an undercut, obviously Moraine not trying to make a dirty play, but then in transition a lot of times you want to make sure that you don't undercut someone. That last time Usher coming down hard, being able to shake it off.
You'll feel that one tomorrow. Now Ted Valentine coming over to chat with Josh Pastner. And this will go under review. Or will it? Nope. Ted says free throws. And now, a quick word from Bojangles.
Feed the whole family with a big Bo box. It's Bo time.
Usher coming up empty at the line. Remains an 11-point game. Desir with the post up against Moses. Off the glass.
And what they've been able to do, whenever they can get it to Desir and he can have time to get going, again, using that girth to be able to create some space between he and Moses Wright. Again, great option for Robert McCullum's team. Get the ball inside and let him eat, but he has to be selective in taking care of that ball. Nice pass down to Khalid Moore.
And the foul on MJ Randolph. A timeout with 11:53 remaining in the second half. Evans Desir with a nice move. Turns and banks one in. Looking good, and Florida A&M within 9. ACC Basketball is brought to you by Bojangles. It's Bo time. And by Z-Max Micro Lubricant. Available at AutoZone. You're looking inside the Florida A&M huddle. And 6'8" senior Evans Desir has really put on a show here, Brian. 10 points on 6 shots, and he's got a matchup advantage that the Rattlers are trying to exploit.
And I think that when we talked about this, Bob, is that if I'm Robert McCullum, I realize that every time I've given him an opportunity, positive things have happened. Georgia Tech has not been able to stop him, and the big fella has got a really good touch. You've seen him be able to fade away. He does a good job of being able to get under low. You recognize it, and you go ahead and you keep feeding him until Georgia Tech finds a way to stop him.
Moses Wright goes up against him, but missed the shot and the rebound of the Rattlers. MJ Randolph brings it ahead. Spear feeds it inside. There they go. Oh, that time, no whistle.
I think they missed one on that one. I really do. I thought that there was contact.
Underneath to Moses Wright, and he lays it in.
And this is where Moses Wright did a good job of being able to run to the rim. Realize he's got a smaller guy. Georgia Tech recognized and get him that under the basket.
Randolph, and they're trying to go to the big man.
But I put that on Randolph. Big guys don't want the ball around their knees. If anything, right, you give them position, throw it up high or make it a bounce pass. You can't be cute with the ball. That last one I put on Randolph as far as the turnover.
DeVoe hooks it to the corner. Moore fires and misses. Parham knocks it out. Rattlers get it back.
On the end for Georgia Tech, I would put Desir in as much pick and roll as I could, because most of the time you're going to have bigs that are going to show. When you've got a guy in Bubble Parham or Michael DeVoe, force that big guy to come out, exploit the switch. Then you've got a big with a little, and then you can exploit trying to beat him off the dribble.
Jalen Spear off the staggered screen. Good ball pressure by Parham. Shot clock under 10. Spear. And they give it to the big fella, the tip. Once, twice. Moses Wright spins and hits.
And that's why I think Moses Wright has improved his ability to be able to recognize he's got the advantage. That last time took his time, being able to 2 dribbles, nice little baby hook over his left shoulder.
Moses Wright has 15 on 6 of 13 shooting. Clark connects on a 3. His first basket of the game.
Yeah, Jai Clark is one of those guys that Robert McCullough raved about his 3-point shooting ability.
Alvarado coming back now for the Jackets. And there is Clark.
And you see Desir coming out, and that's one of the things what Robert McCullum talked about as he's fighting to get back in shape. You got to give big fella some stretches where he's able to, have a little bit of a rest.
DeVoe. Wright driving. Held as he went up and still completed the basket. Boy, good job, Moses Wright.
Well, and that's one of the things, too, Bob, when you have Moses Wright at the 5 position, you see being able to go the and one and keeping his eyes at the rim. A lot of times with going in, you keep your eyes on the rim, absorb the contact. How about the athletic, acrobatic finish by Moses Wright?
DJ Jones, the personal. Moses back irons the free throw to keep it 53-41. 9:23 and counting, second half. Nice looking 3 from Jalen Spear. His second tonight. Alvarado. And again, plenty of daylight to squeeze off that 3. Nice bounce, and Randolph with the reverse.
What about the pass? Nice dime by Spear. Timeout Yellow Jackets, and you see just as when Georgia Tech seems like they're expanding this lead, Florida A&M able to come up with some buckets, narrow that lead down to 7.
53-46 and a timeout.
Easing additional benefits. Call now.
The Georgia Tech Yellow Jackets have never lost to the A&M Rattlers, but they have found a way to stay in this game, and now with 8:45 remaining, have cut this back to 7.
And they've been able to claw back into his lead with being able to limit Georgia Tech and then scoring 6 of their last field goals. Seems like the Rattlers are starting to develop a little bit of an offensive run here. If you're Georgia Tech, run your offense. Find a way to get to Moses Wright. He's been that guy that's been able to dominate this matchup regardless of who he's playing against.
The foul on DJ Jones as he tries to hold the fort down until they can get Evans Desir back in the game. 53-46. A&M has done a much better job offensively. 57% shooting in the second half. Parham brings it out front. Shot clock at 13. Rattlers break it up, and they've got numbers. The nice pass to Jalen Spear, and ladies and gentlemen, we have a 5-point game.
And what you've seen, Bob, is that Florida A&M being able to capitalize on the Yellow Jacket turnovers, getting out in transition. That last time, great pass by Randolph to Spear, cutting his lead now down to 5.
Michael DeVoe gets inside. Parham outside for 3 and a big jumper.
And that play was made by Michael DeVoe, realizing he can get to the lane, force the defense to converge a little bit, realize he's got a wide open Bubba Parham. And every time that Yellow Jackets have been able to catch that guy wide open, been able to have success with knocking down that open 3.
Now, Parham can shoot it. We knew that from VMI. And a huge 3 right there for the Jackets. 56-48. And this off the knee of Jones out of bounds. That brings us to a timeout with 7:20 remaining in our second half. Georgia Tech trying to keep A&M at arm's length, leading 56-48. Time for our Bojangles Big Bow moments.
And we spotlighted Moses Wright and his ability to be able to finish around the rim. He's shown that he can score in a various amount of ways. I thought that he was a guy that got Georgia Tech back into that lead, being able to finish that last time, being strong around the rim. 17 points. Right now, Yellow Jackets still trying to fight off Florida A&M, but Moses Wright doing all he can. You see his numbers.
An impressive night, and Georgia Tech has just had enough to keep A&M at bay.
Yeah, and I think that one of the things, too, is that they've shown spurts of being able to pass the ball. We talked about how they have done a better job at being able to pass the ball and share the wealth. Florida A&M has been able to get some opportunities with some shutdowns, finishing on the break. Again, we've talked about Desir, but as of late, they've come up with some really good opportunities by getting some stops and some finishes in transition.
And they come with a trap. DeVoe beats the 10-second count. Usher putting it up. Tip no. Rebound control by Johnny Brown. The fake and fire by Clark. In and out. That would have cut it to 5. Moses Wright works it out front. DeVoe leans in. Shot clock at 3. Parham Rebound, Florida A&M.
Good defensive possession by Florida A&M. Georgia Tech, bad spacing. You see Parham try to go. They call for the blocking foul. And you see Parham be able to step inside and go for the steal. Jalen Spear doing a good job of being able to keep him away from the ball. And again, Bob, it seems that when Georgia Tech has had an opportunity to expand this lead, Florida A&M has been able to come with some good defensive stops. Last few times, Georgia Tech not executing their offenses. This is what they've had issues with, sometimes not running their offense all the way around.
The left-hander Johnny Brown drills it, and we do have a 5-point game.
Johnny Brown's one of those guys for a big that can step out. In that last game, win against Austin Peay, 3 from 5 from behind the arc. He's a guy that definitely, you allow him to be able to have daylight, can knock that 3-ball down.
Alvarado finds Parham on the baseline. Moore in the corner. Back to Bubba. DeVoe spins middle. Got in tight and a foul. And this one will go against Johnny Brown.
You see the craftiness of Michael DeVoe being able to get into the lane, and left-handers guys are hard to guard because, again, their ability, you want to force them to, to their right hand, but DeVoe has proven that he could go either or, absorbing the contact.
So to the foul line goes Michael DeVoe, bidding for his 13th point, and he's got it. As we have this message from Continental Tire.
You're made to move. Continental Tire. For what you do.
Second shot for the Orlando, Florida junior, Michael DeVoe. Averaging 14.2 per game. 82% free throw shooter, but missed it right, runs it down. Squandered opportunity for A&M. Moses Wright looking to make a play and goes to the left hand to lay it in.
How about the finish by Moses Wright, going to get his offensive rebound. Again, we talked about his ability to finish with either hand. Nice patience to be able to gather himself and finish at the hoop.
3 from the outside by Johnny Brown. He hits 1 from the left side, 1 from the right side.
And again, that's one of the things that he has in his bag. See, Florida A&M not giving up right now. Again, still putting the pressure on Georgia Tech.
5-point ball game. Bubba Parham puts him in a 3.
And if you're Florida A&M, you got to realize that Parham is one of those guys you cannot leave. He's got a little bit of a feeling right now. Good recognition by Jose Alvarado, realizing wide open Bubba Parham knocked down that 3.
Parham with 13 points. He's hit 3 threes in the second half. 62-54. And a nice drive by M.J. Randolph.
Randolph coming off that screen. Saw the switch by Michael DeVoe. He realized he had a little bit of daylight, turned the corner. Again, straight run at the rim.
Florida A&M shooting 63% in the second half. And a push on the post entry. This one on Johnny Brown. Well, give Robert McCollum credit. He has guided these Rattlers to hang in this ball game early when the shots weren't dropping. Now they're hot.
Well, you see every time that it looks like Georgia Tech is about to expand on this lead that Florida A&M comes in. And again, earlier we were talking about Desir, but as of late, they've been able to find some offense, and they've done a better job of executing and being able to get their shots. You see, with just a little bit over 4 minutes left to go, only down 7.
Moses Wright has had a splendid game. His 4th game this season where he has scored 20 or more. Nails the 2 free throws. 8-point spread.
One of the most important things about his game is that he lets the game come to him, does not force.
Clark, good again.
And that play was set up by the penetration of Randolph, forced Georgia Tech to have to honor his penetration. Last time getting over to Jai Clark. Again, Clark is one of those guys. Got to stay home on him.
Florida A&M 6 of 9 on threes in the second half. DeVoe gets inside. Corkscrews but can't shoot. Out to Moore. Jumps it over to DeVoe. His three. No good. The rebound belongs to A&M. 3:25 to play. And the Rattlers making the Texters uncomfortable. Here's Clark. In and out.
That was a heat check. Clark realized that, hey, I've got the green light. I've hit my last two. You're Georgia Tech. You stay steady. Run your offense. I try to get the ball into Moses Wright. Allow him to go to work.
They chase Alvarado out to midcourt. Jose looking to fire one. He'll drive it this time. Now kicks it back. The shot is short. The rebound tipped out to Moore. Parham doubled. Moore is open and drains it.
Nice penetration by Bubba Parham. He sucked two guys, realizing he's got a wide open Khalid Moore. Khalid Moore not known for being a three-point shooter. Again, Yellow Jackets being able to capitalize on those free looks at the rim.
Reeves. Shot clock under 10. MJ Randolph spins middle. Got it off and backed it in.
How about the finish by Randolph with a taller Khalid Moore in his face.
And a timeout taken by Florida A&M. 67-61. 2 minutes and 11 seconds left. Randolph keeping hope alive for the Rattlers. Brian, the Rattlers have caught fire outside the arc and has kept them in this game.
And that's one of the ways that they've been able to get back into this lead is 6 for 10 in the second half from behind the arc. And they have been able to find a hot streak. And then as of late, it's been Johnny Brown and Jai Clark that's allowed them to be able to get back into this lead. A little bit over 2 minutes. We may go down to the buzzer on this one, Bob. Georgia Tech cannot shake Florida A&M.
The biggest opponent, I think, that Coach McCallum and the Rattlers have right now is the clock.
Right.
Just 2:11 to go.
And what they've been able to do right now, you got to get a stop right now. But then they have shown as of late being able to penetrate, break down the Georgia Tech guards and get those wide open threes. I still think that if you're Josh Pastner coming out, you run your offense, run some clock, and then you get the ball inside for Moses Wright.
So here we go. Jackets bring it up with Alvarado. The senior from Brooklyn gives it over to DeVoe. Big possession right here for each team. DeVoe needs help, and the Rattlers foul. Jackets getting it into Moses Wright. And the foul is going to be on Moraine. His third. 2 free throws for Moses Wright.
I'm Robert McCollum. I'm not upset with that. Moses Wright goes to bed only shooting 55% from the free throw line. Nice 6 for 7.
7-point lead. 1:48. Counting down here in the second half. A&M must go quickly. Clark. Jack is doing a good job protecting that three-point line. Clark puts it up and short, and the rebound to Parham.
Good defense by Jose Alvarado, realizing that he has to stay with Clark, not leave him, force him off that three-point line.
And I like the way, Brian, they went outside in with the defensive pressure. DeVoe missing. Brown skies for the rebound. Here come the Rattlers. Putting it up is Johnny Brown. Tip, no good. Alvarado's got it. Weaves through the midtown traffic, gives to DeVoe, and he lays it in.
Nice read by Jose Alvarado, realizing 3-on-1. The look off to freeze the defense to be able to give Michael DeVoe a good run at the rim.
That takes it up to 9, less than a minute. Reeves missing, but fouled, and 3 free throws coming.
Frustration from Josh Pastner. You always teach your guys that if you're going to attack the shooter, you make sure you go to the side of them.
To the free throw line, senior Cameron Reeves. Five tonight on that 2 of 7 shooting. Last season, through a lot of injuries, separated shoulder, injured his big toe early that hampered him all last year. Missing the second of 3. Jalen Spear back in. Out goes Jai Clark. Reeves goes 1 of 3 at the line. And now the Jackets will bring it down with just 40 seconds left. DeVoe plays keep away. They'll lob it, and Wright flushes it.
Nice finish by Michael DeVoe, realizing he had to defend on his backside. You throw it up to the rim. Moses Wright for a good finish.
24 for Moses Wright tonight. And Reeves fouled on the drive.
This last play, you see.
It's our CPI security securing the paint.
Good read by Michael DeVoe, throwing the ball up for Moses Wright. Anything around that way, he's throwing it up, and good recognition. Finish at the rim, capping off a huge night for Moses Wright.
Jameer Williams comes in to get Johnny Brown here with just 26 seconds to play. Cameron Reeves hits the 2 this time. And that gives him 8. 72-64 with 26 seconds. A bounce into Alvarado. That stops the clock with 23.7. Alvarado hit 3 threes in the first half. Hasn't scratched yet in the second, but he'll get that opportunity as he heads to the line.
Opportunities like this where you want to be able to have your best ball handlers with the ball. Jose Alvarado, 87% from the free throw line.
And college basketball, as Josh Pastner well knows, is a game dominated by guard play, and when you've got a great one at the point that can handle the pressure, once you get into conference season, that is a huge advantage. A block by Moore, and a beauty. And A&M is just going to let Georgia Tech run out these final seconds as Michael DeVoe gets it over the timeline, and Georgia Tech will win the game, improve to 3-3, and the Rattlers will drop to 1-5. Final horn here at McCamish Pavilion on the campus of Georgia Tech tonight. The Jackets win it by 10. A huge night from Moses Wright.
Yeah, Moses Wright, I thought from the beginning to the end, put his stamp on this game, was huge down low. Thought Georgia Tech did a good job of being able to share the ball. Again, we talked about this was a good Florida A&M. They tested them. Yellow Jackets being able to hold on late to being able to finish up with a good win, winning the last 3 or 4.
So a pretty intense discussion before Georgia Tech goes back to the sideline, as Moses Wright scores 24 with those 7 boards, and they win it by 10. We'll be back to wrap up our coverage from Atlanta in just a moment. No, we are done for the night as the Georgia Tech Yellow Jackets knock off the Florida A&M Rattlers 74-64. Doubleheader action tomorrow from Miami and Blacksburg. For our entire crew, my partner Brian Oliver, good to see you, pal, as always. This is Bob Rathman thanking you for joining us. We say good night from Atlanta. Jackets win 74-64.
Are you a good student?